What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be doing a tier ranking of all the different Dragon Ball sagas. Um, I went ahead and just used an existing tier ranking. So, yeah. And I did move things around, the different sagas around, just for my own convenience. Because I'm going to be going by kind of timeline. Of course, that'll get confusing when it comes to the end of Z, Super, and GT, but whatever. But we're gonna start off with Dragon Ball. So the Pilaf saga. Well, obviously this is where it all started. Me personally, I started off watching Z and then went back to Dragon Ball. But even still, Pilaf saga. Um, Definitely a different approach. It's not like a lot of the later versions of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It was much more comedy based. That's what Toriyama was going for at the time. Um, I think I'll put that in the good tier. I don't think it's necessarily great, but it's solid. It is solid, and it is a decent introduction. Um, so let's see. The next one would be the Tournament Saga. Um, you know what? I think I'm gonna put Pilaf in meh. Actually, yeah. The Tournament Saga. I think this is where Dragon Ball kind of started to form into the martial arts based thing that it is. If I could put it like in between great and good, that's probably where I'd put it, but I can't. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on good. It was it's building on to what will eventually become what we know as Dragon Ball, but it's still not all the way there yet. Now, one thing I did see, they have the Red Ribbon Army, General Blue and Commander Red, all as separate things. I would have just put them together, but okay. Red Ribbon Army. I wasn't really. I'm just gonna go ahead and do all three of these together because they're all kind of meh for me. None of them are like super memorable. I feel like at this point I was just kind of waiting for the next tournament, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the fortune teller Baba saga as well, and I think I'll. You know what? No, I'll put that. I'll put that in good, just because of Goku getting to talk to Grandpa Gohan again, and that was really cool. That was definitely really cool. Um, but overall, it kind of felt fillerish to me, just kind of doing something in between, waiting for the tournaments. So I'm not really too big on the Red Ribbon Army saga. I mean, then again, though, it leads into my favorite saga in Dragon Ball Z. But no, I think I agree with that placement. Okay, so the Tien Shinhan saga. This is where we are really starting to get into what Dragon Ball is about. I'm gonna put that on good tier. Almost great. I'll put that on good though. I'm actually gonna move Baba down to meh. Actually, I kind of wish there was one between. But there isn't. So this is yeah, I'm gonna put her at meh. But yeah, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the Tien Shinhan saga at good tier. I think the fight between Goku and Tien, the build up was really great. Actually, even the fight between Tien and Yamcha was actually pretty entertaining as well. I think the build up was really good. I think Chaozu being ordered to cheat to try to help Tien win, I thought that was pretty cool. And it really just helped bring in Tien's character, who I'm actually a pretty big fan of. I think he deserves a lot more love than he gets. So I like that one a lot. Okay, now King Piccolo. This is where Dragon Ball really got started. This is where, the trope of, these Ki Blast battles really got underway. King Piccolo, yeah, that's a top tier for me. Absolutely. I think this is where Dragon Ball really started to take off. Yeah, I mean, to me, everything else was just building up to this point, but the King Piccolo arc is what really thrusted Dragon Ball into what it is today. Piccolo Jr. I'll put that on great. It's not top tier, but it's great. I didn't like it quite as much as King Piccolo. It was still very entertaining, and it gave me my favorite character. Piccolo Jr. is my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. Always has been. There's been a couple moments throughout Dragon Ball Z where either Gohan or Vegeta was my favorite, but Piccolo was always at least second. And now Piccolo's always been right up there for me, and at this point, even in Super, he probably is still my favorite character, even if he's not as relevant anymore. So yeah, I'm not gonna. The only reason it's not at top tier is it did introduce Piccolo Jr., but it just wasn't a very long arc, so I have a hard time putting it at top tier. That's all. Okay, so now we're finally getting into Dragon Ball Z. This would be the Raditz Saga. Let's see. I'll put that on good. I'll put that at good tier. I think that, introducing Goku as a Saiyan, that, of course, is what started the trail for Dragon Ball Z. It's where Dragon Ball really, like the King Piccolo saga, started to push to make it more serious, but this is where it really turned all the way up. So, I think the Raditz Saga is in the good tier. Not quite great. Again, it wasn't a very long saga, but it was still very, very good. You know what? I'm actually gonna. Yeah, I can't justify putting that at great. I think good is where it belongs. Okay, so the Vegeta saga, right away, top tier. That fight, that beam struggle this is the fight that got me into Dragon Ball Z. The fight between Vegeta and Goku is what made me interested. I mean, that beam struggle between the Gallic Gun and Kamehameha, that's just a staple in Dragon Ball Z. One of the most iconic moments. And, yeah, that whole saga was just absolutely amazing. I don't think too many people will have a problem putting the Vegeta saga at top tier. Now, Namek. Now, here's the thing. With the Namek saga, well, for one thing, if we're including filler into this, which at some point I think we have to, because as you can probably see, you see Pilaf right there, which is a filler-based character. If we're including filler, on their way to Namek, then this might be in the bad tier, or at least meh. But if we're just, because the fake Namek saga, like, awful isn't enough to state how much I hate the fake Namek shit. It almost made me stop watching Dragon Ball. But yeah, wasn't a big fan of that. But overall, the Namek saga, it was good, but it did feel like it dragged on a little bit too much. Just Gohan and Krillin just trying to survive, because as you can see, the Ginyu saga is separate, so I can't count that into it. So honestly, I'm not going to say it's bad, because it's not. I'm going to put that at meh. I just felt like it dragged on a little bit too much. Now, if this is Dragon Ball Z Kai, then it might make it up to good tier. But I just feel like it just dragged on a little bit too much. That's all. The Captain Ginyu Saga. Let's see. Where do I want to put the Captain Ginyu Saga? This is another one where if I could like put a half placement between meh and good, that's kind of where it would be for me. I'm gonna put that on meh as well. I think this also kind of dragged on a little bit. The that and the Goldo fight between Krillin and Gohan against Goldo, that bored the shit out of me, to be honest. Although seeing Goku completely murder Jason Burter and Raccoon was pretty funny. Yeah, I'm still gonna keep that at meh though. But just know this is about where it would really be for me. It would be like somewhere in the middle. But I'll put that there. The Frieza Saga, top tier, absolutely. It introduced Super Saiyan. It introduced, I mean, anytime you talk about the best fights in the series, people are usually either talking about the Frieza, Cell, or Vegeta fight. Or the Majin Vegeta fight, too. That's also something that's considered. Anyway, I just had a thought for later. We'll get to that. But yeah. Yeah, the Vegeta, I mean, the Frieza Saga absolutely has to be considered top tier. It introduced Super Saiyan. It just became the staple about what Dragon Ball was going to be. It introduced transformations at a bigger level. I mean, we seen like Kaioken, we seen the Uzaru form and stuff like that. But the Frieza fight is what really ingrained transformations into Dragon Ball, and it changed it for the better. Now, also, again, Pikon's filler. See this right here, Pikon? That's an example of good filler. This is awful filler. Yeah, the Garlic Jr. And actually, if we want to go movies, the first Dragon Ball Z movie, I kind of don't like either. I think Garlic Jr. is kind of a very annoying character. And overall, I hated the Garlic Jr. saga. Like, everything about it really sucked. The only thing that was kind of decent is, I mean, Goku wasn't the hero in any way. Because I'm not a big fan of Goku, honestly. But it just bored the shit out of me, man. That's all I can say. Now, I noticed that this tier list, I'm moving on after the Garlic Jr. one. I noticed it didn't have a Trunks saga, which is understandable. The Trunks saga was extremely short. It was pretty much just him killing Frieza and King Cold. So, I guess I'm going to include the Trunks saga into the Android saga, I guess. Let me see. I love the Android saga. But I'm deciding. If the Trunk, for me, it's either in great or top tier. I think I'm going to put it in great. I don't think I can justify it being as good as those three up there. It introduced Trunks, which is one of my favorite characters. At least Future Trunks. I despise Kid Trunks. I think he's a spoiled brat. But Future Trunks is an amazing character. I loved all the androids. I know a lot of people don't like Android 19 and Dr. Gero, but I actually like them as well. And of course, 16, 17, and 18 are all amazing. Overall, the Android saga was definitely a highlight. I mean, again, kind of similar with Captain Ginyu, where it's halfway. This is kind of where it would be for me. It's halfway, but like almost top tier for me. Like, an argument could be made for it to be top tier. I might even end up switching this eventually. Now, the Cell Saga. Absolutely top tier. If I could make this go higher and make it higher than the rest, I would. Because this is my favorite saga in all of Dragon Ball. One of my favorite sagas in all of fiction. Perfect Cell is one of my favorite villains of all time. The fight between him and Gohan. I mentioned that Piccolo is my favorite for the most part, but Gohan and Vegeta were my favorites at certain points. This is where Gohan was my favorite. And I think that was the case for a lot of Dragon Ball fans. The Cell Saga was, I don't want to make this simple joke, but it was perfection. I mean, it just was. I can't sing the Cell Saga's praises well enough. Like, seriously. Yeah. So, let's move on. The Otherworld Saga. Now, like I mentioned, the Garlic Jr. Saga is the prime example of bad filler. But this is a very good example of good filler. I think I'm going to put that on good. But, to be fair, I'm also going to move Ginyu. Because I can't justify this being better than Ginyu. But I also can't justify Pikkon being meh. So, I'm going to have to move Ginyu up and also put the Otherworld Saga up on good tier. Pikkon is probably the best non-canon character introduced, in my opinion. Or at least close. I just love this saga. That Otherworld tournament was just fun as hell. Even Aqua, that guy that filled the ring with water, that was really interesting. But yeah, overall, the Otherworld Saga was really cool. That fight where Pikkon absolutely demolished Cell was hysterical, and really was a good example of how powerful Pikkon really was. Yeah, I just loved it. And, man, moving on, the Great Saiyaman Saga, I am so conflicted with this. Because a part of me really hates it, and a part of me doesn't, really. Because, I hate the Great Saiyaman, but I like Videl. And I liked, the training sessions between Gohan and Goten. Because I know a lot of people don't like Goten, but I actually kind of do. I mean, he's not one of my favorite characters, but I like him. I actually like him better than Kid Trunks, to be honest. I know he's not as powerful. But, like I said, Piccolo's my favorite character, so obviously power isn't what I use to pick a favorite character. I don't know. Unless you want to put the training in with the World Tournament Saga, but I don't see how you could. I'm going to put that, I guess, in meh. It's not bad to me. Like, the Great Saiyaman, if it was just the Great Saiyaman, I would put it in bad tier. I wouldn't put it in awful, because it's not awful to me. It's not Garlic Jr. But, the Great Saiyaman would be in bad tier for me. But, the stuff with Videl and his training sessions with Goten were just really cool to me. And seeing Goten and Trunks turn Super Saiyan for the first time, and seeing Gohan and Vegeta's reactions to it was just hysterical. Some of the most iconic moments in all of Z for me. So, I can't, on good conscience, put it in bad. But I also can't put it in good, because the Great Saiyaman really weighs it down. Okay. So, the World Tournament. I'm going to put this in good tier. It's not great. Yeah, it might. It's borderline. Well, yeah, I'll put that on good. Because, I mean, it was really cool. I don't even have any knocks against it, really. Other than, oh yeah, Great Saiyaman. I think that's what's keeping it out of great. I really liked the reunion with Goku. Even though Goku isn't one of my favorite characters, but him and Goten meeting for the first time. I thought that was adorable. That was just awesome. And the tournaments themselves were great. The Trunks and Goten pretty much wrecking their way through the kids' tournament, and then their fight was amazing too. Especially with them both cheating by using Super Saiyan when they weren't supposed to. Yeah, that tournament was amazing. Yeah, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to Garlic Jr. Not Garlic Jr. Jesus, Bobbity. I don't know why the hell I said Garlic Jr. Maybe because I kind of hate Bobbity. I really do. He just reminds me of a cockroach as far as his appearance goes, and his voice just grains on me. He's just overall just disgusting and annoying. But I really like Deborah. I thought, you know, Gohan, Goku, and Vegeta going down Babadi's ship. I thought that was really, really entertaining. Them playing rock, paper, scissors for to see who would fight next. I thought that was really cool. I'm going to put that on... Oh, man, that's either got to be great or top tier because of the Majin Vegeta stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put that at top tier just because of Majin Vegeta. But I also really hate Babidi. This is another one. I'm very conflicted. Also, the Great Saiyaman outfit was very cool once he lost the cape, the bandana, and the glasses. Once it was just the green and black, I actually really, really like that outfit for Gohan. I think it looks really cool. Just want to state that. I don't know. This one really, it's conflicting for me. Because Vegeta completely annihilating Pui Pui. That was hilarious. Reminded me why I love Vegeta. And then Goku beating Yukon, was it? The green monster thing that inhaled light. That was cool. And then, even though Gohan kind of frustrated me, the fight between him and Deborah was still fun. But that Majin Vegeta fight, I gotta put it at top tier. It's gotta be. Just because of the Majin Vegeta stuff. Now, the Buu Saga. Here's the thing. I do not like Majin Buu. Like, at all. If this was just Dragon Ball villains, it'd probably be bad. Like, I don't like any of the versions of Majin Buu. But that's not all that happened in that saga. So, we had fusions, which was cool. We had Super Saiyan 3, which I like it, but the no eyebrows thing still bugs me. Gotenks is cool. Vegito was awesome. This is another one where I'm kind of conflicted. Also, I accidentally moved it there. Oops. Damn. Because I hate Fat Boo, I hate Super Boo, and hate is a strong word. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. See, I hate Garlic Jr., but I don't hate any of the Boos. But I don't like them that much. Put them in good tier for now. Let me think of this so I can put it down. Yeah, I'll put it in good tier. Because while I don't actually like Boo, some of the other stuff that happened, damn it though, because the interactions between Goku and Vegeta were hysterical. Vegito's shit talk was hysterical. I gotta put that on great. I gotta put that at great. I don't like Majin Buu, but the stuff around it was really cool. Goku and Gohan talking on in Otherworld, with Gohan training. That was really cool. Let's see. Goten and Trunks training in the hyperbolic time chamber with Piccolo. That was amazing. The shit, like I said, the shit talk with Vegito the beatdown that Ultimate Gohan was giving Piccolo. I mean, not Piccolo, Boo. Yeah, I gotta put that at great tier. Even though I don't like any of the Boos, I still gotta put it at great tier just because the other stuff around it. I can't put it at top tier though, because Boo just frustrates me. But I will say too, the interactions between Goku and Vegeta while they were inside of Super Boo was hysterical. I mean, one of my favorite moments of the series. And when they were fighting Kid Buu, also I will say the Buu Saga really, really dragged on, especially with Kid Buu. Like by the time Kid Buu came around, I was already sick of him. I was already sick of Super Buu, and then Kid Buu came around. I'm like, oh god, this is still going. Okay, but you know, it was pretty cool seeing Vegeta, even though he was so underpowered. You know, just fighting so hard to hold Kid Buu off while Goku charged that Spirit Bomb and rested up so he could use Super Saiyan 3. That was so cool. Yeah, I just can't put it top tier just because Buu really pisses me off. I can't put Buu up with Cell or Frieza. I just can't. Or even Vegeta or King Piccolo. So, yeah. Put that at great tier. I think I'm happy with that. Now, the end of Z, you know, with Oob and everything. This, it's kind of, we don't really know if this is canon anymore, necessarily. I'll put that in good tier. It was pretty short, but I mean, I liked seeing Pan when she was young. I mean, older, younger, I don't know. I liked seeing that version of Pan because I hate the GT version. That fight between Goku and Oob was awesome and hysterical, especially Goku, his childish insults trying to get Oob mad at him so he would fight. That was awesome. But it just wasn't necessarily long enough for it to be great, so I'll just leave it at good tier. So now we're out of I'm gonna move on. We're now out of Dragon Ball Z, moving into Super. I'm gonna be doing GT last. Battle of Gods. Now, I'm not going to go off the movies here. I'm going purely off the show. If I was going off the movies, Battle of Gods probably would be top tier. Because that movie was amazing. Or at least great. But, if I'm going off the anime, it's not awful. I don't think it's bad. Probably better than meh. And yes, I know, what was it, episode 5, the animation problems. I'm not gonna say too much about that. Time restraints. It doesn't excuse it, but hey. I'll put that at meh. Because that's kind of how I felt when I was watching it, to be honest. Especially because I already knew the story and I already seen a better version of it with Battle of Gods. But like I said, if I was doing a movie, if I was doing movies, then it would probably be top tier or at least great. But I'm not. I'm doing the show version, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for Frieza, for Golden Frieza. Now this one was a steaming pile. Now I'm just thinking between awful or bad. The animation was pretty bad. Stuff with Ginyu was pretty bad. It's not as bad as Garlic Jr., though. I can't justify that. I can't justify being as bad as Garlic Jr. So I'll put it at bad. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I already, even in the movie, I wasn't a big fan of them bringing Frieza back. I thought Frieza had ran its course. I actually still don't like the Golden Frieza design. It still kind of bothers me. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Golden Frieza arc at all. Now, the Universe 6 arc. That tournament. Let me see. think I'm going to put that at good, actually. Because I actually really enjoyed it. It introduced Hit, and Hit is an amazing character. One of the highlights of Super. I'm not too big on Super. I like it, but I don't like it nearly as much as Z. It's just the way it is. And they introduced Hit, and I really like him a lot. So I did like this arc. It was short, not super short, but it didn't feel dragged on. I thought the fight between Hit and Goku was really entertaining. Vegeta was awesome in this tournament until he fought Hit, of course. So yeah, I felt really good about Universe 6. I like that one a lot. So moving on, the copy Vegeta, that was terrible. That's awful. No, that shit was that was just stupid. That's all I can even really say about it. That's as bad as Garlic Jr., and I have to be honest. It felt like filler. Not even the good type of filler. Not PyCon level. Not get your driver's license level. It just felt bad. The animation wasn't great. Just overall, I thought it was just really stupid. I remember actually the first time watching through Super, I actually stopped watching the show for a while until my friend said that was over. And it was just bad. Really, really bad. At least in my opinion. Now, the Goku Black / Future Trunks arc. This is very conflicting for me. Because I really, really liked it, but the ending was stupid. And I'm not even just talking about the Spirit Bomb thing. I mean when Zamasu basically became a cloud, I guess, after he died. I thought that was stupid as shit. The Spirit Bomb sword, that was already dumb enough, but when Zamasu came back as a cloud, just no. That was just dumb. Yeah. But overall, the arc was... I liked the arc. I liked that it was dark. I liked it that it was grittier than most Dragon Ball. I mean... Overall, I think I'm going to put that at good. It did feel like it dragged on a little bit. It felt like it got old with them... With the Z Fighters getting jacked up, having to come back to the present day, go back to the future, come back, go back. It's like, it did get a little frustrating. But overall, I did like it. In my opinion, this is better than the Universe 6 arc. If I could put this like a little bit above it, like between good and great, I would. It's not great. It's not. In my opinion, none of the arcs in Super were great. Some of them were good, but not great. So, moving on to Universal Survival. This is another one. If we're counting the build-up to this, that really drags it down a lot. The inconsistencies with the power levels really pissed me off. Goku training with Krillin at Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, and it wasn't even just that one. I mean, Master Roshi completely jacking up Tien. That was stupid. Yes, I realize that tag thing may have upgraded his power. I don't care. Android 18 kicking away Goku's Kamehameha. That was dumb. Honestly, it also really, really dragged on, and then I'm conflicted with this one. That's meh for me. It's not terrible, but also Jiren kind of... No, not kind of. He was a disappointment. Jiren was a big disappointment. He didn't really end up living up to the hype, unfortunately, so... If I could put this halfway between bad and meh, I would, but I can't put it on bad because I can't, on good terms, say it's as bad as the Golden Frieza arc, because it's not. So I'll put that on meh. Now, GT. Oh, here we go. Now, the Black Dragon Ball arc, awful. Awful. If I could put it below awful, I would. This is worse than Copy Vegeta or Garlic Jr. In my opinion. This shit was awful. Turning Goku back into a child was just stupid. Yeah. No, just not a fan. Pan was annoying as hell. Trunks was okay. I feel like they were trying to capture some of the same feelings as the original Dragon Ball, but it just didn't work. That's the thing with GT. I feel like the writers had a lot of good ideas. It just wasn't executed well at all. So yeah, the Black Star Balls, that was dumb as hell. Now the baby arc, I'll put that at meh. Honestly, I thought the idea of it was really cool. You know, basically him being a weapon made to get revenge on the Saiyans. I thought that was really cool. It introduced Super... You know what? I'm going to put that at good. It introduced Super Saiyan 4. I really like the ideas that Baby presented. Him possessing the Z Fighters. That was pretty fun. Also, when Goten and Gohan ended up fighting, that was actually pretty entertaining. If I could put this between good and meh, I would. To be honest. Let's move on to Super 17. Overall, I'm gonna put this at bad. Honestly, it's not awful because, okay, Super 17 as a character was pretty bad. That was stupid. But it was a good idea, just not well executed. You know, bringing back all the old villains. Even Cooler was there, I believe. That was really interesting. It was. It just wasn't executed well. If they would have executed a little bit better on that, it might have been higher. But it was a short, rushed arc. It felt like it was supposed to just be filler between Baby and the Shenrons. Just felt rushed. And speaking of rushed, let's get on to Omega Shenron, which is also probably going to be in bad tier. Now, this isn't necessarily their fault, but it did get rushed. Unfortunately, it's just the way things are. It's not awful to me. I think it was a good idea, them having negative consequences to using the Dragon Balls all the time, putting out negative energy. I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting concept. Again, it just didn't work out. Unfortunately, GT got canceled and they had to rush the ending. Things happen. But all I can go on is what we got. And overall, I wasn't a big fan of the Shenron arc. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, we did get that out of it, so that was cool. If I could put... You know what? I'll put that at meh, actually. Because I can't justify this being as bad as Super 17 or even the Golden Frieza arc. Just because we did get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and it was a very creative idea. Let's be honest. Yeah. Overall, I'm not that big a fan of GT. I mean, making Goku a child was asinine. That was just dumb. But yeah. I liked some of the ideas they had. I liked that they tried to be a little bit creative. But GT was full of good ideas that just were never executed properly. I know what they were going for, even when they turned Goku into a child. You know, Shonen, they always want a young child to be at the front. But if you were going to do that, why not just use Pan? Keep Goku an adult and just use Pan. Or introduce a new character or something. Don't make Goku a child again. But yeah. But, yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video, actually. It's already about 40 minutes long, so I'm not going to keep you too much longer. If you liked this video, I would appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.